Hello, good afternoon, good morning. It depends on the time when you are watching this. Thank you very much for attending this webinar on behalf of Group SM, University of Dayton Publishing. My name is Rafael Piñon, and today I am here with you today to share some information regarding textbook entitled Trails Plus. Okay, the intention of this session is actually to share with you information regarding Trails Plus, and we would like to share with you a few ideas, to make some suggestions, and to speak to you about many of the benefits that you will find attached, enclosed in Trails Plus. All right? So for me to start, let me tell you that Trails Plus contains a number of important elements, many of which have to do with the methodology, for example. The idea that sustains Trails Plus is, number one, the literacy component is relevant, if not crucial. Why? Because it is the core of the program. The idea is that based on readings that you will find in the reader book, you will find the context and consequently the grammar and the lexis that will be the content of each one of the units. Therefore, it is necessary to make emphasis on this aspect, the reading. It is also important to know that from that reading, we will have the necessary practice with the 4 different skills. And after this, you will also find something that you will love, something that has already been prepared for you, which is the assessment. Okay, then, talking about the methodology implicit also in Trails Plus, you will find the social language practices. Ideally, the language should be taught in a context and not in an isolated manner. Consequently, in the topics developed in each one of the units, you as teachers will find the necessary situations and materials so as to teach to your students whatever grammar aspect or lexis aspect as well. Okay? It is also necessary for me to explain that in Trails Plus, you will find an appropriate and probably even better scaffolded way of learning and teaching. We will always begin with the input, that's the receptive skills, such as listening and reading. And before we get into the productive stage, the students will face will become familiarized with the new grammar aspect, with a new lexical set. And then we will move on to speaking and writing, which is the output in every lesson. All right? For you to remember, just in case this is necessary, the receptive skills are those that help us, as the name suggests, to receive information. Okay? That will happen, for example, through the readings that I was speaking to you about, as well as the listening material in Trails Plus. And in the process, we will help also our students to become familiarized with grammar content as well as with new vocabulary before we finally get to the productive stages, in which students will interact with each other by speaking, or depending on the level, depending on the grade, they will also be assigned writing task. Okay, so that's the way in which Trails Plus works. The idea, as you can also see it on this slide on the screen, is precisely to expose students to the language, before we provide them with the necessary practice. Once we put this exposure and the practice, we will be achieving the learning stage. Okay? So that is the logic behind Trails Plus. If you allow me now, I will speak to you about the unit structure. What is the idea behind it? As you can see on the screen at this moment, total, there are 10 units in each one of the 6 books, one for each one of the grades. And the idea is that this can be divided into, or worked, if you want to call it that way, 2 units per term. So if total we have 5 terms in the school year, then we will cover these 2 units in each one of the terms. Ideally, as well, we will be working with each one of these sections, okay? What is there behind each one of them? The idea is that, for example, in the topic trail, we will be contextualizing the content of the whole unit. In the language trail, well, obviously, we will be understanding about this context, but also about the grammar and probably also the lexical set in this section before we get to the listening and reading trails, okay? We call them trails because these are like paths that you complete before you actually get to a certain destination. The learning trail that you can find here in the list is the one in which we will have the necessary practice with the grammar, with the vocabulary, after we have read and listened to some material about the context of the unit. We will move on later to the personalize it. This is something that I very much like, I must tell you, and there is a reason for this. This section, which is the 6th one in the list, corresponds to the kind of activities that students will develop after they read some kind of fiction story. Okay, that's really, really important. I must also tell you that in the learning trail, students have the possibility to revisit vocabulary that they have studied before. They have the possibility to re-practice something that they have checked before as well. This is an excellent opportunity that you have in order to recycle and for you to make sure nobody is falling behind. Okay, so take advantage of this section in order to do this. Real English is a very interesting section. I think I will be able to show you a little bit more about it, and because now I will go one by one. Topic trail and reading trail, as I was telling you, is the contextualization of the topic in or the theme in every unit. Okay. Then we have the language trail and the learning trail, in which students are exposed, let's say, to the new elements regarding grammar and vocabulary in the unit. This is a section that many students, especially first, second, third grade, I'm sure they will love, which are the cutout pages with which they can react to instructions, react to questions. It's not obligatory that, especially in first, second grade, they answer with complete utterances, with complete sentences, not yet. So before that time comes, this is the moment where students can actually show how much they have progressed by making use, for example, of these cutout pages. When we speak about real English, this is what I was telling you about. This is some kind of contextualization, and at the same time, a moment in which we take advantage of previous knowledge of the world that the students may have, so that we adapt it to the situation that we show here in every one of the units. You see? So Real English gives us the opportunity to contextualize and at the same time to personalize it with our students because this is something that they know, for example, about their community or something that they have seen before. Okay? This is an example also of the writing page. I must tell you that the level of difficulty increases as they go from one grade to another. Mhm. For example, in the first grade, we still reinforce the tracing of letters or numbers. Okay. But for example, in the sixth grade, now we are expecting as the ultimate objective that students can actually write down paragraphs, short letters, and the like. So that is the way in which we make progress. This is only a sample of an activity from second grade. So for you to have an idea about the level of difficulty or complexity in each one of the grades. In the game trail and learning log, this is a fantastic opportunity for both teachers and students to have some or some assessment. Okay, because students can also assess themselves, and they can also be assessed by by the teacher, sorry, and they will not feel that they are being assessed because this assessment is presented in these kind of activities. They will feel that they are playing when actually we are somehow making ourselves sure that everybody remembers or everybody knows what we are expecting them from them at this point. Okay, these are the last lessons in every unit, so we take advantage of this so that we can assess to our students. And the formal assessment is also present this way. At the end of the lesson, there is this section in which we have the possibility to photocopy, for example, this page and distribute it among our students so that we can uh, reinforce their ideas, their knowledge, and also we are making ourselves sure that they are obtaining from this lesson what we are expecting from them to do so. All right? So this is part of the material that you will get as teachers. So we are helping you with the preparation of this material. It's already available for you. Okay. Now, in the case of Trades Plus, the book was ideally designed for those schools in which you have from 3 to maximum 5 hours or 5 sessions in every week. Okay, that means that you can cover one unit in 12 lessons, approximately in 4 weeks. Yes, and we also have the idea that each one of the sessions may last approximately 50 minutes. If you are working in a school in which you actually have the 60 minutes for one class, for one lesson, all the better, because then you and your students may have more time for practice. Okay, but anyway, this is what I was telling you. The minimum is 3 hours. With 3 hours a week, you have the perfect time in order to go over the content and to achieve the objectives. All right. One more thing that I wanted to mention about your about Trails Plus is, for example, this. Students will, of course, get the student's book, the workbook, plus a reader. Okay, this reader contains one text for each one of the lessons. Total, there are 10 texts in the reader that will complement what you have in the student's book. Okay, the topic will be correlated to the one we have in the student's book, so everything is thematic. All right. And talking about the teachers, well, you will of course get your teacher's guide, apart from the student's book, apart from the workbook, apart from the readers. You will also get your um, teacher's guide. Now, is this enough? Probably you're thinking that you need more than that. Well, we have it. We have something else for you and for your students. And I am speaking about the digital resources. What is that? Well, allow me to show you. Digital resources is our platform. In the digital resources, as you can see, let me show you this. Here we are. This is the content that corresponds, for, in this case, to Trails Plus 2 or second grade. Okay. In our platform, you have the possibility to create your own groups very easily so that you know who is visiting the platform, who is answering how many exercises, who is getting the most correct answers. I mean, you can get a lot of information out of the platform for you. Okay. Plus, in the platform, you also have access to, again, the teacher's guide. Woohoo! What does that mean? It means that apart from having the printed version, you will also have the digital version of the teacher's guide. So if necessary, if you prefer it that way, you can use only the digital version or both of them as you wish. What else do you have? The reader. Oh, fantastic. If the reader is available also in the digital version, it means that you can actually project it in the classroom. So you can use it for many other purposes. Apart from that, you also have a picture dictionary and the assessments that I was speaking to you about before. You see? Okay. So all of that, apart from the content in general for each one of the 10 units. So if you want to think it that way, this is the digital version of the student's book. Is that everything? Well, not really, because inside you will also have access to more material. More material like what? Well, if you also pay attention to this, you will see that directly here in the platform, you can have access to the exercises, yes, but also to the listenings. We are not providing you with any kind of CD or CD-ROM, whatever, no, because everything is available right here. Look, you can directly play the audio, all the tracks directly from the platform. Okay? Now, I told you that we also have the reader in the digital version. Well, take a look at it. This is the way it looks like. And you can project it, which means that you can start your class directly with the reader if you want to. And something even better, everything that is printed in the book can also be used as some listening material. Again, directly from the platform, you can also play it. So it can be additional material for reading or additional material for listening. You can make the combination you want to with this. Is that everything? Nope. We still have something else. Anything that you have created that corresponds, for example, to this level, to these topics, to this grammar, to this whatever, you can bring it here. You can add it to the platform for you to use, for you to share with your students if you prefer it to as well. So you can include it here and have it all even better organized. Is that all? No. You still have, remember, your assessments. The cutouts are also available here. And you can also prepare additional material for your students here. These are extra activities which are not part of the student's book or the workbook. No, these are extra activities for your students, for those students who need additional practice, who need additional help, okay? So you can assign them directly here to a specific number of students, or you can, if you want to, share this, assign it to the whole class. So as you can see, we have lots of very interesting materials that you can share with your students, and you can find them directly in the platform. This is what we call the digital resources. Let me also specify this, which is very important. Together with the or apart from this video, there is another video in which you will be taught, you will be explained how to create your account, how to enter the platform, how to exploit the resources in the platform, and so on. So I insist, that will appear to you on a different video, okay? Now, as for me, that's all at the moment. I sincerely wish that you can make use of this information to exploit all the available resources and that you make your school year just fantastic. I want to wish you lots of success in your coming school year. And on behalf of Group SM, University of Dayton Publishing, my name is Rafael Piñon, and I was very glad to share this information with you. Thank you very much for your attention. Best of success.